Ihya'uddin presents Story Time. The greatest person after all the Ambiyaa alaihimus salam, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddeeq radiallahu anhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It is the belief of all the Muslims that the greatest person in the world after the Ambiyaa of Allah Ta'ala is Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddeeq radiallahu anhu. In one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that from all the people on earth, it is Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu who is the best person. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said that from all the people of our ummah, the first person to enter Jannah would be Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. In another hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained that Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu has the greatest iman from all the people after the Ambiyaa alaihimus salam. In fact, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the iman of Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu is so great that if his iman is placed in one pan of the scale and the iman of all the other people of this ummah is placed together in the other pan of the scale, then the iman of Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu will be heavier and greater. The reason for Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu being the greatest person of the ummah is that he was the most obedient to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He always listened to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, believed what he said, and obeyed his commands. At the time when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam became the Nabi of Allah Ta'ala, then most of the people in Makkah Mukarramah were worshipping idols, and they had grown up watching their fathers and grandfathers worshipping idols. That is why, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam invited them to Islam and told them to stop worshipping idols and only worship Allah Ta'ala, then most of the people were in doubt. Islam was something new to them, and they were not sure whether they should accept Islam or not. However, Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu did not hesitate and immediately accepted Islam. He knew that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the most truthful person and never spoke a lie. So if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was inviting him to the deen of Islam, then the deen of Islam must definitely be the true deen. After Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu accepted Islam, he spent all his money for the sake of deen. There were many slaves who had become Muslims, and because of their Islam, the disbelievers would punish them and hurt them. Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu used his own money to buy these slaves and set them free, so that nobody would hurt them and punish them. One of these slaves, who Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu had bought and set free, was the famous Sahabi who was the first Muazzin in Islam, Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anhu. From all the Sahaba radiallahu anhum and from the entire Ummah, it was also Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu who had the most love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He loved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam so much that he was even prepared to give his own life to protect Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was performing hijrah and was traveling from Makkah Mukarramah to Medina Munawwarah, then the non-Muslims of Makkah were searching for him and wanted to kill him. Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was worried about the safety of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So while traveling, he sometimes walked in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and sometimes he walked behind him. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw this, he asked Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, "O Abu Bakr, what is the matter? Why are you sometimes walking in front of me and sometimes behind me?" Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu replied, "O Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I think of the people coming from behind us looking for you, then I go behind you to protect you. When I think of the people who might be waiting in front to harm you, then I go in front of you." Hearing this, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "O Abu Bakr, if there is any danger, then would you prefer that you get hurt rather than me?" Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said, "Definitely. I prefer that I get hurt and I lose my life rather than anything happening to you and you becoming hurt." At the end of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he became very sick and was close to passing away, Then because he was so weak and sick, he could not perform some of the salah in the masjid. At that time, because Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was the greatest from all the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu that he must be the Imam and lead the people in salah. In the same way, after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, all the Sahaba radiallahu anhum chose Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu to be their leader. From this, we learn that Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddeeq radiallahu anhu was the best man in this ummah after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is why we must always love him and respect him. May Allah Ta'ala let us be with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddeeq radiallahu anhu, and all the Sahaba radiallahu anhum in the Akhirah after we pass away. Ameen. The end.